everyone been wanting to know, what is my take from the Pac-12 media day last week? And surely I say to you that there were three major takeaways that I got from this video. From the media days. One is, whenever you are looking at all the different commissioners who have spoken as a leader for the conference, as they are hired to lead the way onto setting the goal or the bar for what their conference is trying to do, and the direction is going, the path it is going. And clearly it seems like the commissioner of the Pac-12 was kind of in a stagnant, a stagnant standpoint. You didn't hear anything about the future and what they are going to be doing that is exciting to recruit staff, players, and potentially institutes. Usually a commissioner's pitch is to elevate the conference, to draw in more business partners, to continue to basically set the blueprint for potential investors. Okay, now when you look at the media day, did you get that take? Basically, did you get the take that the commissioner sold the conference to investors? That's the question you would ask. Do you feel like anyone who was tuning in came away with wanting to invest in the Pac-12? And the second thing to note was, clearly, that the TV contract was not mentioned. Okay, in this aspect, okay, the schools, the media, far as journalists, so on and so forth, they would like an update, right? And an update is fair to say, in a sense, you may not mention it directly on stage, but when asked a question, one-on-one question, you can simply decline to speak on that question because you feel that it's important. For an example, the commissioner of the Big 12 laid the foundation of what the media days was going to be like, but he didn't want to touch specifically on realignment, which is different from not wanting to discuss where you are at in terms of negotiation or the TV deal. Now, with that being said, the narrative was created of talking about football. What I took from that second point was that the commissioner of the Pac-12 was trying to get a media deal, but using media day to get the media deal. For an example, the commissioner of the Pac-12 have been from table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with potential media distributors, right? And along of negotiating these different potential buyers, that they kind of understand everything that the Pac-12 has to offer. They understand the weaknesses, the strengths, the economic environment that's going on around, as well as the condition in which the Pac-12 in. You don't think these investors know that it's a good chance that a brand or two or three or four may be leaving. You don't think they know that? You don't think they have insight to, let's say, for an example, right? Let's say Stanford and Cal was talking with the Big Ten, right? Let's just say they were talking with the Big Ten. Stanford and Cal said, yes, we want to join your conference. Whenever you give us the invite, we're going to go. You don't think the Big Ten disclosed any of that information with the media partner in which they already have agreement with? Of course they let them know, hey, there's a strong possibility that we would be adding Cal and Stanford. What would the numbers be like? Well, it would be like this. When do you plan on adding them? Oh, it'll be on this day. You don't think the media partners are not in communication with the conference in which they're affiliated with? Of course they are. So that means if any 2 to 4 schools have been communicating with another conference about joining, that conference in which it talked to then goes to the media partner and let them know, hey, what it would be like if I add these 4 schools, right? Or these 2 schools. And they'll be like, this is what it'll be like. So then they go back and tell the actual schools, this is what it'll be like, so on and so forth. And then they decide from there. But here's the point. The same media company that's affiliated with one conference knows the backstory to expansion regardless. So if you are trying to pitch, right, to that same media partner, let's say ESPN for an example, you think ESPN don't know that it's 2 to possibly 4 of your members that are in your conference could be joining another conference, because we already had backdoor conversations about these different brands joining the other conference. They already know this. And so if they hear a number from you directly from your conference trying to pose it in a different way or ask for more money, then they know it would be cheaper if they just joined this conference. What you think they're going to support? They're not going to support the outlandish numbers that you are presenting when they know they can get it cheaper once they leave and go to the other conference. And see, this is what's going on. Now, when you look at it in a stagnant standpoint, the commissioner of the Pac-12 can discuss, can talk and say all of these different elevator pitches to try to hone in the deal. And I just truly believe that it's not going to happen with the traditional TV partners. It's almost like he's going to have to deal with new people or people that's not familiar with programming sports, programming college sports. And we talked about this, like the Amazons and the Apples, right? This is specifically where the leverage is. There's no leverage with CBS. There's no leverage with ABC, ESPN. There's no leverage with NBC Universal at all. And there's no leverage with Fox. They all understand what is going on with the Pac-12. A lot of slots are full. The only ones that can give this commissioner, if he can somehow manipulate the situation, get them to buy in, and then take a chance. But at the same time, the double-edged sword to that is the members who are currently there is not buying in to the fact that they want to go streaming 80 to 100%. It's just not something that they are going to do. And that is the conflict in which within the conference that's causing infighting in these meetings, tension in these meetings. You can see it on the commissioner's face. You can clearly see that there's some uneasement of what he's been going through. We understand the criticism and the the feedback and the, skepticism that he was receiving from, the social media and all the other people. But what really matters is those who you are obligated to serve. Now, some people call for him to be fired. Okay. All along, right? It's kind of complicated. You hire this new person in, you see there's some incompetence and a different vision. Okay. And we lead into the third point. It seems like the vision of the commissioner is different from the vision of the presidents, or should I say the athletic directors. It's like there's three different visions, right? You have the vision of the athletic department and the athletic directors and the coaches, and they want to do it traditionally. They want to be stable with the way things have been going for the likes thereof of other conferences. But then you have the presidents. They're going to do what's best for the conference either which way, but they're being so patient because they're not in tune into sports like the athletic director responsibility is to be all about sports, while the president is managing the whole institute as a whole. And athletics is just one small part. And they'll have board meetings. They'll hear from the director and saying, hey, we trying to go this way. And then they have to sit there and consider everything that the director has said and the coaches, but then they have to weigh a decision. So now they're hearing from the commissioner and saying, hey, what do you got for my school or our program? This is what they're trying to do, because they're like the mediator. The presidents are the mediator in this situation. Then you have the commissioner that goes out to do all the negotiations with all these media partners, so on and so forth, and go from there. But here's the issue that a lot of people are overlooking. The commissioner of the Pac-12 said a long time ago, he is a streaming person. You guys keep overlooking this. He is a streaming guy. So that means if the Pac-12 didn't know that or not, they hired a streaming commissioner. That's his background. Streaming. That's what he's trying to do. And that conflicts with the other members. That's why you see the grunt on the commissioner's face at the media days, is because his vision is streaming. He's hearing from traditional TV network partners and athletic directors and their preferences, and then he got to talk to he's trying to convince the presidents, hey, we should go to streaming, right? But then you have the director saying, no, we need to do it the way it's going to be best for us, that we know that works, and don't put us in a bind. And that's really where all the tension is coming. The presidents are not moving soon enough to satisfy the athletic directors and what they see is best, because they're operating the athletic departments. They're going to have a lot of sense of what's going on and what they need in their own department, because they are in charge of all of that, budgeting and everything. So this is my advice to the presidents of these institutes. Please listen to your athletic directors in regards to realignment, because they are going to have everything planned out as it's their job to make sure the department is functioning correctly as they've been hired to do. Trust in their leadership, the athletic director's leadership, and give them a voice and what is best for that department, because at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about, athletics. We're not talking about anything else but athletics and business. So listen to your athletic directors, okay? They know a thing or two. They understand their assignment and what is best for the department. So if they are saying we need to move, we need to do this, then please take that advice, because they're not going to be making this stuff up. And I understand you gave the commissioner long enough, plenty of time, a whole year to produce something. And it's just too many turns. Then you can blame it on the economy. You can blame it on everything. But at the end of the day, if there's an option available that makes sense, then what are we waiting for? Thank you once again, Global News. Till next time, don't forget to do what? To like the video, okay? That's a way to support this channel. It's like giving a donation. All it takes is a click of a button. Please do that. Thank y'all for supporting me in this channel. Till next time, have a great day.